On our live. What is up, everybody? Aaron the Dog is back with another week full of breakdowns here. We're starting early. Kind of early. We're on Tuesday for the PFL, which is switching back to Thursday this week.
I just got a notification for Aaron the Dog. MMA is live. I always set my reminder, so if anybody subscribed, make sure you set that reminder, and they'll let you know. Literally, you'll get a notification. You're good to go.
Yeah, exactly. Great point. We're gonna have 3 breakdown shows this week, so it's definitely a good week of MMA. We got the UFC, which is going to be back on Saturday as always, because they don't do this switching around days stuff that the PFL does. PFL's on Thursday though, which is where I prefer them.
Yeah, that last week we did Bellator first because they were both on a Friday night. But in this case, we're doing PFL first because PFL's Thursday, and then we got Bellator Friday, and I believe Aaron the Dog and Pooh Bear will be breaking down the UFC for Saturday. And there's also a Manny Pacquiao boxing match on Saturday night. So and Bare Knuckle this Friday night too. So it's a busy
Bare Knuckle I'm more interested in than Manny Pacquiao.
Johnny Bedford's defending his title, so
against Dat Nguyen, which that was a great first fight. They're gonna have a good second fight. I'm excited for that.
An underdog again, the guy facing Johnny Bedford.
Yeah, well, I think Bedford won the first fight, so pretty clearly.
Yeah, me too.
I was surprised that it went. Was it a draw the first fight?
I thought it was a split, or
was it a split for Nguyen then?
Yeah, I'm not really.
I'm pretty sure, but either way, I'm mildly into Bare Knuckle. I bet very sparingly on Bare Knuckle. Real quick shout out to Jillian Robertson, who won her submission underground match this weekend against Caitlyn Young. First of all, good to see her in the winning circle in any of the combat sports.
But she win?
Got to better. She won in overtime. So
overtime. So she escaped faster.
Yep.
Okay, and she might have been even money. I really didn't pay.
She was a 2-1 favorite, unfortunately. But,
she was.
Yeah.
Okay.
But either way, we are here. I don't know if I said for PFL number 8, the playoffs for the women's lightweight division as well as the heavyweight division. Might be joined by a few guests along the way here. We will see. MMA is kind of unpredictable, so I never like to say who the guests are coming on because things change really quickly, especially when I'm trying to reach out to guests who maybe have fights coming up this week or very soon. But if our guests can join us, I'll kind of deter the breakdown from there. But otherwise, I say we kind of hop in here and, we'll see where we go. So
split screen action.
Yeah, we're on split screen here. Tapology, as always. Taking place on Thursday, August 19th, starting at 5:30 on ESPN Plus. Then they have that big pregnant pause in the middle of the prelims to the main card. Another thing I don't like that they do, where they just
artificially off.
They artificially stop the action. Just start the fights later. Start them at 6:30. It will
Luckily, we have Bellator though to watch.
Yeah, but either way, it is taking place on Thursday, starting at 5:30 on ESPN Plus before going over to ESPN at 9 p.m. That is ESPN, the main channel. So definitely one of the benefits of Kayla Harrison being on. However, before we go any further, I'm kind of glad that we have one of our first guests today. I reached out to this man after doing the tape on him. I never try to shy away from interviews and say, I knew about this guy forever. I definitely had come across him in some tape, breaking down a particular fighter on the Contender Series and some other. But when I deep dived in this week, it actually is, I believe, the opener on the PFL card at 5:30 on ESPN Plus, taking on Christian.
They're bringing the action right from the beginning.
As did Elvin, but last week. But taking on Christian Lohsen, it is Mr. Joe Nasty, Jonas Flok joining us. What up, sir? How you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Doing excellent. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you can turn your phone, we'll be able to see that nice there we go. That happens from time to time.
Oh,
beautiful. We gotta be able to see that lettuce, baby. How you doing, Jonas?
Looking great.
Doing splendid. Doing very well. Just getting the weight cut underway. So, it's a little bit of a rough day, but it happens.
Absolutely. Well, we won't keep you long here. First of all the respect in the world for you joining us. I'm just a newer channel here at Aaron the Dog MMA, but I've been in the breakdown game for a while now. My current podcast partner for my UFC breakdowns is Brian Pooh Bear Battle. He's currently in Tough, but my first interview with him, I remember the way I came across him was I was doing tape for an upcoming regional show, and I watched about 2 hours of Brian Battle tape now. And then I had my first interview with him. I was like, I wasn't a fan a couple days ago, and now I'm obsessed. Yo, I'm late to the Flok party. I don't know if there's a term for your followers, Jonas, but I am late to the party, but I'm glad to be here. And thank you so much. The tape that I got to do on your for your fight was an absolute pleasure of my week. So thank you so much. I don't know if there's anything you can really say to that, but how are you feeling coming into this huge, well-deserved opportunity with PFL?
I feel great, man. I took it a little short notice, 2.5 weeks, but I'm in the gym. I'm ready, so I'm really looking forward to this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are your thoughts? Do you have any thoughts on? And then, of course, Bunny, one of our big supporters, giving some shout-outs to Mr. Flok joining us. She's saying, "What's up?"
Even has the A with the apostrophe.
Yep,
That's
absolutely.
legitimate right there.
Yeah. Once you got Boston comments on your side, you got definitely a real fan there, but a big supporter of the channel and also of Mr. Flok. We love to see it. So short notice, probably not exactly too foreign of a thing for you as a regional fighter. You've taken quite a few fights on short notice, I would assume, in your career.
Yeah, I've had a fair amount. Probably half my fights have been within like 4 weeks or less notice.
Yeah, and you've got, and just for anybody you are going into your 18th fight now?
I believe this will be number 20.
Number 20. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Number 20. So, yeah, definitely. I think that you've faced some really impressive opponents along the way. Your last fight out, though, might have been my favorite performance yet. What was it like to make a 33-fight veteran, tough guy, tap to knee strike? I mean, that's got to be just kind of describe your fighting style and how that last fight, I feel, really did embody who you are as a fighter.
Yeah, that last one, we were out there trying to prove a point, and I was trying to shut his lights out, but as hard as I tried, Morgan's a gritty guy, and he took everything I had, and he just kept coming. But eventually I got it done. I made him tap out the strikes, and it's not the way I wanted it to go. I really wanted that legit KO, but I mean, that's as good as a legit KO in my book.
Yeah, you made a. Yeah, it was really, really impressive. I do a lot of fight tape. I do fight tape for as many organizations as I can get. I'm an MMA. I just love the sport of MMA. So from Cage Fury to LFA to the PFLs of the world. And I haven't seen a stoppage like that in quite some time. I've seen a lot of lights shut out type of stoppages. And that to me, I think is better than a lights out stoppage. That is just another kind of level of putting your game plan on an opponent. I want to turn it over to Brandon of MMA Wagers here. He's one of my co-hosts here on the channel, but definitely and appreciate the love from Very Big Deal. We just started about a month ago with the channel. Really appreciate the support. We've been getting over 100 subscribers in a month with just trying to grit at it. But Brandon, what questions do you have for our man Jonas?
First off, Jonas Flok, very appreciative of you coming on. I might have like 4 or 5 questions. The first question is, how long did you know about this fight?
This one today, or this one tomorrow, 2.5 weeks for this LFA one, or PFL one, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because it was very short notice on Tapology. And yeah, like, do you prefer a shorter fight camp, or would you rather at least 2 months to prepare?
2 months is probably a little long, but like 4 to 6 weeks is a pretty decent fight camp for me. So this
So
is a
this
little
is right up your alley.
This is maybe a little bit of a rush, but it's nothing I'm stressing over.
Okay, second question. You look really sunken in. Have you always fought at lightweight?
Yeah, well, I've done some a little lighter. I've done a couple featherweights earlier in my career. Did a couple catches at like 150. I fought 55. I fought 60. I fought 70.
Yeah. I was saying
All
welterweight might be a good move in the future, maybe.
in the future, eventually, I don't know, but
Like a
as of
Michael Chiesa.
Hey, well, Brandon, let me cut you off because we are here to get him in at PFL. He's fighting at lightweight, and you know what? That I'm just going to cut you off there because we are focused on lightweight right now, and I think that watching a lot of your tape, I'm very confident in that. Not trying to cut off your questions, Brandon, but I'm just saying the welterweight is for the future. He's in the present right now, preparing for a 155 fight. Just real quick, and I'll get back to your questions, Brandon. Obviously, going through your fight tape, going through your opponents that you've faced, how valuable have those 4 losses been, especially when you see the level with Bryce Logan's of the world, Kenneth Cross we saw in the Contender Series, and that was a fantastic fight, particularly the Kenneth Cross fight. Obviously, you've only had 1 fight since then, but how big of a game changer was that for you because you were up 2-1 in that fight?
It sucked. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. That one really hurt, especially being up. Like the Bryce Logan, admittedly, I felt I was down on the rounds. I lost the fight. Understandable. I mean that.
But the Carl Deaton fight right after the Bryce Logan fight was a fantastic fight against a very legit opponent also. And then, the Kenneth Cross one was hard to watch, even knowing the results, just seeing how close you were. But MMA losses are such a key to getting better. So I really do respect coming back how you did.
It did help me grow as a fighter. I mean, it definitely pointed out my weaknesses in my game. I just got to grow from it, I did. I came back. I really took it to Morgan. Put it to a new level. So I'm hoping to continue that leveling up on this PFL fight and bring it to Christian too.
Yeah, and just last question from me, and then we won't keep you too much longer here. We know you got some mental prep as well as the prep for the weight cut here. How do you anticipate this fight going with Christian? What aspects of this matchup with Christian do you like with regards to your game? He is a very lengthy, long opponent, but the experience goes in your way, and I think some other edges. But how do you see your opponent and your strengths matching up with him?
Really, I see it going a lot like his Contender Series fight. He's going to try and get it to the ground, and if it goes there, it goes there. I'm comfortable on the ground, but I'm going to expose his stand-up, and I'm going to pick him apart on the feet.
Yep. And I agree. We are a betting show also. Do you pay? I know you haven't probably had too many fights where the odds have been available. Are you paying attention to your odds for this fight?
I have not. I had someone message me a day or two ago, said I was a little slight favorite on this one, but I really haven't looked into the odds.
Yeah, that's definitely something we're going to be breaking down here on the show coming up. Was really hoping that Contender Series hype of Christian, the Hollywood name, and everything would get us to have a plus money for Jonas here, but the money has been coming in on you. You've shifted to maybe even a slight favorite at this point, more than even a small favorite. So I was really hoping people would look at the records, be like, oh, he's lost 4 times, and not look at who you lost to or how you lost, and just be like, oh, he's 4 times, 34 versus a 28. People don't really understand, but the secret's out a little bit here. So we are going to be betting you as a favorite, but I just wanted to get to a very big deals question. He is one of my favorite bets on this card, and I'm not just saying that because he's here. It's a combination of the matchup, the value, and the spots in your career. Overall, I do get there's a reach advantage, but I think that with the pressure that you put on fighters and your style, and how that continues to ramp up as the rounds go, I think this is going to be a tough one for Christian. Brandon, do you have anything else for Jonas before we let him go?
Yeah, Jonas, you train out of Pura Vida BJJ, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, is that Montel Jackson's camp?
That is, yes. Montel Jackson, Ode Osborne,
Yeah.
Zach Otto. They all fight.
Tim Hiley.
Tim Hiley. Yep. Correct.
Yeah, so you're in really good hands.
Yeah, I got a lot of good experience around me to help me get ready for my fights, and I've been here for 5 years now. I moved to Milwaukee from Sheboygan. I was training at a small gym up there, and I think the move has really helped me. I've grown so much since I come to Milwaukee.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Milwaukee, and they just won the NBA championship. So you guys are running on a high right now. Were you able to go out that night and experience with the crowd?
I could have, but I didn't. I'm not much of a crowd person.
Yeah. Ode Osborne, I know he went.
Yes, he was out there every night. He was definitely getting in the crowds.
Yeah, man. I'm just really happy you came on. You look like a mini Jorge Masvidal. I think you're gonna do great in this fight, and I'm really excited for you and
Christian
Lohsen to kick off this PFL card. They put you in this slot for a reason. They want you to kick off the card in a big way, and I think you guys are gonna really bring it.
Oh yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, is there anything that you need to plug or anybody you want to give a particular shout out to before you go? Otherwise, we'll definitely let you go. Seriously, thank you so much for coming on in the middle of a huge fight week. I have nothing but the most respect for what you do and how you do it, sir. So you got an open invite here, regardless of the result. But we're getting a big W. I feel on Thursday, and I'm quite confident in putting my money behind that as well, Jonas. But anything you guys say before we let you take off and go back to work?
Just thank my coaches, thank my teammates, definitely thank my management agency, Iridium Sports.
Oh yeah.
Opportunity. Without all you guys, I wouldn't be where I am right now.
Absolutely. Jonas, right now, go follow Joe Nasty over on Instagram. First of all, I think 300 followers. Come on, people. Follow this man. This man has 20 MMA fights. He's fought guys like Alex Gilpin, Bryce Logan. Get Kenneth Cross. Get out of here, people. But we all know that sometimes, the things that get the attention are not the right things. You're in the gym. You're doing the work. It's clearly showing. And for you to come on as you're preparing for this fight, seriously, nothing but the most respect to you. The respect coming from the comments as well. We're all in your corner. Flock of seagulls, baby. So we'll see you soon. You got an open invite here. Elvin, last week we talked to him. He had a big first round win. If you want to go ahead and do that, Elvin may be popping in here. Mr. Elvin Espinoza just fought last week. Go ahead and just go in there and, do your thing, man.
Arm triangle. That's his thing. Arm triangle. Let's get it done.
Hey, it's a long neck to go and grab there from that giraffe. So all the best, Jonas. Best of luck with your preparation. We'll see you on Thursday live at 5:30 on ESPN Plus. But thank you so much for coming on, sir. Have a great day.
Jonas.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely. Peace. Absolutely, Joe Nasty. We're going to take you off now. All right. That was awesome, man. It's the fact that he came on middle of the week, and I will just say, Brandon, you are sometimes like a 4-year-old with some of the things.
With the welterweight comment?
Yeah, sometimes we just keep things to ourselves, but it's okay. That was still a lot of fun, and you're nothing if not honest.
Very straight to the point.
But maybe we just don't say guys when they're coming on during a weight cut.
You just looked a little sunken in. I felt I don't know.
Maybe we don't. Maybe we leave
sunken in a bit, but obviously he was weight cutting.
Right, exactly. It was funny. But anyways, we are going to pop into the card now. There might be some more distractions here. Just really quickly, I'm gonna finish. The first fight of the night was, which I should ask him, is Jonas or Jonas, but
I was saying Jonas, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, but either way, I probably should clear that up. But I think we're
It's
gonna
like
get
Manel Cop. Everybody was saying Cop A or
yeah,
oh no,
exactly.
it's
But I'm
Manel
looking for
I still
yeah,
don't even know.
looking forward to having him back on.
Yeah.
Again, and that'll be my first question for the next interview we have. But we will just get into this one real quick between Christian Lohsen and Jonas Flok. Mr. Flok from Sheboygan, as he said, now fighting out Pura Vida. BJJ, definitely an up-and-coming camp, very good camp. I get what happened with Odie Osborne was very rough, but also Odie Osborne was looking very good in that fight prior to that stoppage.
Oh, speaking of Manel Cop. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Manel, exactly. But looking very good in the, that fight. That's a good camp to come out of. And yeah, definitely respect him coming on in the middle of a weight cut. That is just like very cool stuff. But just a couple quick things about Jonas that I really like. He really does a good job with pressure and cage control. He eliminates a lot of his opponents' reach advantages very quickly with his ability to stay forward, moving forward. In his fight with Kenneth Cross, that did put him in a situation where he did get finished. But I, again, think he learned a lot from that. His losses are the guys like Alex Gilpin, Kenneth Cross. I mean, Bryce Logan, very good competition to lose
Bryce
to.
Logan's a -200 this week.
Yeah, exactly.
-210, I believe.
And he's been doing very well. His win over Carl Deaton, a 15-3 guy, he cleared all 3 rounds, and that one looked really good. Made a 33-fight veteran quit due to knees in the last fight. I really like his ability to eliminate that reach of Christian, get inside on him, and talking with him. I like that he's not discounting Christian. Not once did I hear him talking about his opponent as if he's not taking him serious or anything like that. And I just think this is a fight where Christian needs to get it to the ground, but I think he's going to have a very hard time getting it there. And Jonas has very legitimate Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and if he's on top, I don't see Christian having much luck in this one. I see this either being a 3-round unanimous decision for Jonas or a finish somewhere in round 2 or 3. But I think he's gonna put it on him. I really do think even if it gets to the ground, I'm not super concerned, and I really was hoping this was going to be a spot where I could sneak him in, but I do know he's the -130 favorite now. But that's still, I feel, undervalued for this. He has the experience. He's faced much higher level of competition, much better. This is not the highest level of competition Jonas has faced, even close, in my opinion. I think 2 or 3 other of his opponents at least. And I think Christian, when the pace is put on him, I think it's going to look a lot like his Contender Series fight. I think pressure and volume is how you beat Christian. Christian could get there, but he's not there yet, and I don't think he's ready for this.
Yeah, man. No bet for me yet. I want to see the weigh-ins, obviously. And Christian, like he does have that icon fight. He lost to JJ on the Contender Series every single round, 30-27. He does have a huge height and reach advantage here. So I do put that into perspective. And his age as well. He's 8 years younger, so he's definitely got the more potential. Jonas Flok, like we just spoke about, I think the only reason he doesn't have the most notoriety is because he hasn't fought in big promotions yet. He fought once in LFA. He lost, unfortunately, to Bryce Logan, who's no easy out. And other than that, he's fought in King of the Cage twice, Chosen FC, Big John's MMA. It's just these promotions aren't the most recognized. So hopefully he comes out. He's 34 at this point, so if he wants to make something happen and get the ball rolling, this is a huge opportunity for him. No bet for me yet. I really like to stick to what I know. And before I started researching these guys, I had no information on them. So this is a toss-up for me. But I'm a huge fan of Jonas Flok. I'm very happy he came on, and I'm praying he gets the W.
Yeah, I'm betting it. I'm feeling pretty confident. There's plenty of information available on both these guys as well. A lot of tape out there on both. Christian nearly has all his fights out there, and Jonas has quite a few as well. And you look at the level of competition Jonas has lost to, and that does not fit the criteria of Christian. Also, I get that's a little bit of form of MMA math, but I do think some forms are more effective than others. Minus 130. I do believe that if Jonas would have also been on the Contender Series, it would be much higher just from people knowing who he is and how he fights. So
experience should prevail.
Yeah, experience, and if nothing else, go back and watch Jonas's last fight against Morgan Sickler.
Who's a good fighter?
That fight is a very good fight, and he made Morgan look like he'd never been in there before. Yeah, I think that it's a really great opener on ESPN Plus. We saw how Elvin opened it up, and I can only hope that Jonas is able to replicate that, if I'm being honest. So
let's go. Fingers crossed.
Looking forward to it. Next fight here is a short notice replacement, I believe, in Miranda Barber out of ATT.
Miranda Maverick versus Macy Barber collaboration.
Something like that. Taking on the 0-0 Amanda Levy. So Miranda Barber 1-1. I have seen Miranda Barber fight as well. Amanda Levy, I fighting on Dante Rivera BJJ. Last fought at 155 as an amateur. Definitely is known as a grappler with her amateur career. We're going to go to that right now. Has been a lot of grappling bouts leading up to this also with Subversive, which I'm not too familiar with, but also ADCC. She was on the North American trials. So, yeah, a lot of grappling experience for sure. As an amateur, she had a triangle win as well as a decision win. The triangle came in 2017. 2019 was her last MMA fight. She was supposed to be fighting Cynthia Vanessa Venskan. I think that was going to be a little tougher fight. Miranda Barber, 1-1. I was able to watch her fight, her last fight, live. Definitely more of a brawler, kind of stands forward, goes forward, tries to put the pressure on, kind of as a boxer. Laura Sanchez is who I watched her against, who just fought in PFL as well. And we saw how Laura Sanchez kind of struggled in that fight. She really looked good with the knees and the punches. And that was back at the beginning of 2020. Miranda Barber then went into boxing, went 1-2 in boxing. So, yeah, I think this fight, she's going to look to kind of go forward, brawl, cage control, cage pressure. But I would say Amanda Levy should be able to get this one to the ground and get it finished once it gets there. However, Miranda is fighting out of ATT, has a lot of good partners she's working with there, has not been submitted in her amateur career or pro career. This is one I'm kind of leaving alone, but Amanda Levy, it is her professional debut also, so we really don't know. I will go Levy, though, but not going heavy.
Oh, I like how you did that. I'm going Levy, but not going heavy.
Totally on purpose.
We got Aaron the rapper, not Aaron the dog.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Jack of all trades over here. I don't know, man. This is another fight I'm probably not going to bet on. We have so much MMA this week. There's a lot of spots you can pick and choose. Miranda Barber is looking like I'm not going to say she looks like a prospect yet, but she's an up-and-comer. She lost to Laura Sanchez, who went 0-2 in the PFL this year. She hasn't beaten anybody recognizable. Amanda Levy does train with Sydney Outlaw. That's a big deal. Sydney Outlaw is one of the best submission artists in Bellator at the moment, right up there with Gochi Yamamuchi. So she's definitely in good hands. She's making her professional debut. And Barber is coming in short notice, but she's confident. So I really don't have the greatest read on this fight. Who was Amanda Levy was supposed to fight Cynthia Vanessa Vascan. and she was also making her MMA debut, I believe. So this is probably a tougher opponent for Amanda. And Miranda.
Not according to the odds. The odds are actually minus 225 now. They're minus 130 against Cynthia Vescon. They're now to minus 225. Could be that the tape was very highly available on Miranda Barber's loss, and she did look pretty bad in that fight. However, the way that she lost that fight was suffering from a major reach disadvantage against Laura Sanchez and then getting caught in that Muay Thai clinch. And Sanchez has legit knees that actually got me to pick her over Jenna Fabian in the first PFL fight they had. I believe it was against Jenna Fabian. I like Laura Sanchez in that based on how good she looked against Barber. Barber's a brawler. She's going to go in there, try and make this dirty. Perfect
opportunity for it.
Yeah, if Levy can't get it to the ground, I think this is definitely an opportunity for the dog. Minus 225, I don't want anything to do with Levy. Plus 185. If it gets to a plus 200 mark.
She's never been submitted, Miranda Barber.
Yeah, if it gets to a plus 200 mark, I'm sprinkling that Miranda Barber bet because I think she could.
Or just avoid this fight altogether.
Or I'm a degenerate gambler and I bet it.
Exactly. We're gonna have a degenerate gambler with us soon. Taylor's dad, Taylor Guarado. Yep. So in about maybe like 40 minutes, he'll be on with us.
Yep, we'll definitely see, as we get closer there, but good fight, but not bending heavy at all at that price. Next fight here, another women's bout here between Claudia Zamora at 3-1, taking on the 17-11 Mariana Moraes. I believe Mariana Moraes, the most experienced female competitor on the PFL roster, if I had to guess. 28 fights. 28 fights, a ton of fights, particularly for a 26-year-old. That's really impressive. Taking on
another short notice opponent.
Yep, taking on the 35-year-old Claudia Zamora. And this is at 155, by the way. So Zamora is stepping up in weight for this fight, Miami, Florida. But Mariana Moraes is in the blue corner, known as the Razor. 17-11. Yeah, I get it. That's not the best of records, but also, if you're fighting that many times, you keep coming back. That says something about you.
And look at the opposition.
What's that?
And look at the opposition she's faced.
Yeah, exactly. The opposition lost to Norma Dumont by majority decision. We saw how good she looked in her last bout against Felicia Spencer. Vanessa Mello, Kayla Harrison, Ariana Lipsky, Vanessa Porto. The list goes on and on here, but occasionally we got to make a little bit of a deterrent in the action. And, one of the few people I'm going to make that deterrent for, it's the masked man himself, our cardiologist assistant, Elvin Espinoza, right back to work. What up, stud?
What's up?
Thank you so much for quickly joining us. First of all, he's low-key at work. So, definitely, if you didn't join us last week, Elvin joined us before he came on. For a very impressive debut. How was your debut?
It was fun. It was good.
Yeah, you had a good ice cream sundae afterwards.
I had I did. Oh, you saw? Yeah, I did. I had that and a burger.
That was harder to finish than your fight, probably.
Huh?
No, but Hopeton was a really tough guy. Seriously, I think Hopeton's going to be making some serious moves in the future, and. How was the whole experience with the PFL though?
I was excited, super excited. I don't know if it showed, but I was pumped up.
You look extremely excited.
Yeah. No, I usually for my fights I've been very serious.
Yeah.
Without to the lights, man, I was so hyped. I wanted to get it started.
Yeah, and I mean you had a worthy opponent. Your opponent was also hyped. Shout out to Hopeton. He believed in himself fully. He clearly showed up to that fight in the best shape I've seen him in. He looked better than I've ever seen him. Yeah. What were your thoughts on that little hidden bird that obviously you probably didn't see till later? But what are your thoughts on the whole weigh-in?
Insecurity.
Yeah. I don't know. I got annoyed, and It was funny because we went to the face-offs. We faced off. I went away and I went to my phone to go look at the video. I wanted to see how it came out, and then I saw it. I'm like, oh, this piece of this
yeah,
guy.
dude. No, it's okay. You can swear on here if you don't want to swear at work.
Insecurity, man. That's all it was.
Yeah, no, and it was crazy because so we were doing they were doing the fighter meeting at the weigh-in. So they were telling us what's going on and what the rules are and all that stuff. And they were saying no, we're going to, if you get sent to the hospital, you need to go. So every time they kept saying the word hospital, the guy kept looking at me and smiling like he was in a seminar.
No.
And I was talking outside with my coach. I'm like, yo, man, this guy keeps looking at me like he's sending me to the hospital.
That is seriously that's great. Boston Comments obviously in the comments here saying what a legend, Elvin. Obviously you probably been seeing, Boston Comments when she's in your corner. That's just it's another level of support. So we love her here as well. But yeah, that was great, man. That was so much fun to watch. It was just a way to make me not sweat that 305 bet there, which a little money was coming in on hope. Then people were buying into the suit. People were buying into the little middle finger as I have my theory on this. You're too fucking nice looking, Elvin. You are too wholesome looking, man. And everybody's like, that guy? Really, that guy with
Brandon Moreno esque.
Yeah. It's like these baby face killers, though, man. I mean, the less you look like, a quote unquote fighter to these people who don't know, I guess. Go ahead and let it just slide under the radar. They saw, he's coming, But I think Hopton was a perfect first opponent for you. Threw everything you could, could hope for with those mental war games, and then you went in there and it didn't make a difference. Another finish, very impressive finish.
What also happened too was a lot of his friends were DMing like my mom and my wife and answering back like my friends.
Yeah.
Like my mom posted one of my comments was like, oh, oh, my boy, so proud. And then one of his friends commented, oh, your boy's going your boy's about to take a nap. And then another one was one of his friends wrote to my girl, your guy's about to come, he's gonna die, this and that, and a bunch of things like that.
Wow. I mean, it's crazy out here.
Social media is a beast, man. Anybody can get in contact with anybody nowadays, and
that keyboard warrior mentality.
I knew it was insecurity as soon as he was taking 15 minutes to fucking unbutton his shirt. Who does this? And as soon as you guys, you had the happiest face. You were happy to be there, and he looked pissed off. So that gave me more confidence in you winning. That was just insecurity on his end. And you handled it like a champ. You got a first round submission. You must be over the moon right now.
Yeah, no, I was hyped. And the fact that he fell asleep and they put it on ESPN.
I mean, I get it. I get it. The PFL hasn't reached out to you yet, but I'm all but certain next year we're going to be breaking down Elvin Espinoza in the PFL 2022 season.
Maybe even at the end of the year.
Hold on. What? Go ahead.
He called me over and then he says they want to see me again and they want to, see what's coming. And then so they told me stay ready. So I went out.
Maybe another showcase fight before next season then. So they're going to give you the Brandon Lanahane treatment. We saw last year with him, he got set up with 2-3 opponents, and now we're seeing him go into this year and how great he's done. That's great. More experience inside that circle, more experience with the the pre-fight everything. That's great. And then eventually, when you're fighting those Russians, those death threats are going to be coming. So make sure mom and the girl take some Russian character classes just in case. But go ahead, Brandon.
PFL is the top 3 best promotions in the world, in my opinion. So you're in really good hands. You're going to get a lot of eyeballs. I bet your Instagram got a lot of followers after this big victory you had.
Yeah, I got 1,000 followers overnight, so it's pretty.
There you go. I love it, man. And sponsors are gonna start jumping on, and it looks beautiful where you live. The sky there. It look where are you working nowadays?
Oh, I live in Miami, so.
Oh, Miami, Florida. Obviously, it's gonna look beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm in Baptist Hospital right now.
Yeah. Seriously, it's just again, as a reminder, it's like when you said, "Oh, I'm working, I'll hop on," but I'm working. I'm like, "Oh yeah," like he didn't become a millionaire overnight as he should have, in my opinion, with that performance. Like it's still like, yo, I'm in the grind. I'm still at 6-1 in my career, and also it's like out to helping people.
So humble.
6-0.
Yeah, it's just, I mean. But seriously, we won't keep you too long here because we're going to have you on all the time, first of all. But we definitely wanted to just visit with you. I always wanted to say thank you so much for, really just making the time to come on these last couple of weeks. It's seriously, Boston Commons taking the words out of my mouth here. Your attitude is elite. It really is, man. You got a championship attitude. And also you've got super legitimate skills too in there. I mean, what you did, I think Hopeton with all the shit, hopefully he gets his mind straight because I do think he's got a lot of skill too, but it's about the Elvin Espinoza show. Nicaragua needs to wake up and get on board with their Nicaraguan son here. But seriously, appreciate all the support and by coming on here, and we got you, man. As soon as any announcement is coming, you always have a spot here, or even if no announcements are coming. But to make the time when you're at work, seriously, thank you.
No, thank you, man. No, it was cool because after I spoke to Ray Seppo, he told me he wanted me on, and he said, "Stay ready, we'll keep in touch." So I went to go eat like outside one of the restaurants, and then like 20 minutes later, my manager texted me, "Hey, are you ready for October 27?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "Oh, we're
I had a feeling.
So,
October 27th is
all
right. All right. So October 27th, Elvin versus opponent to be determined at this point, or do you know?
To be determined.
Okay. Hey, that is awesome news. Little pre-Halloween festivities, and then you can, we know you got that sweet tooth, so you get to enjoy Halloween afterwards with another dub before going into that 2022 season. But that's beautiful. Shout out to Ray Seppo. I love that man and what he's gotten to do with PFL. He is a real one, man. I'm such a fan of what PFL is doing and the type of fighters they're showcasing. And you're about to be in that mix with some of these elites, and I can't wait to see you in there where you belong. We'll definitely have you on before the 27th.
We might have to make a weekly segment with Elvin these days.
Elvin's a busy man. I'm not gonna put him on the spot like that, but he knows he always has a spot here.
Absolutely, buddy.
Did you
get fans? Yeah, but sorry, I was talking over you. But yeah, absolutely. You got an open spot here, man. Thank you for making the time at work. Thank you for what you do at the hospital. Once again, I know the hospitals are getting crazy with everything that's going on. There's never a not crazy time at a hospital last time I checked also. So seriously, the work you're doing with fighting is important, and what you're doing until you can do the fighting full time is also important. And so thank you for what you do. You got heart, kid. And,
you're an inspiration, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for being on. Definitely, you got the love from the Dog Squad here, Boston Comments, and everybody else. We're in your corner, and we'll talk to you before October 27th, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll keep you guys updated.
All right, absolutely, man. Thank you for all the support. Take care.
Later, man.
See you, Elvin.
See you, man. What a dude. You can see that smile through that mask. There's certain people you can see like that smile. Like some people are just
he was smiling the whole time.
Yeah, man. And he's
his eyes were squinty, like.
Yeah, it's just like crazy, man. Because again, it's like he's not a millionaire now.
No.
He's
just the beginning steps of his career.
Yeah, and it's just like, I mean, he was on ESPN, all this. I mean, and it's like, well, he grew 1,000 subscribers, and then we'll move on to the fights here. He grew 1,000 subscribers. Hopeton Stuart, or whatever that guy's name is, probably grew 10,000 subscribers by doing the stupid suit shit. So it's like, that's the part that grinds my gears about MMA fandom.
In the long run, this will benefit Elvin more than Hopeton.
Yeah, Elvin's not in it for the followers. He's in it because he's a fighter. But Jonas Flok, we just had on, has 386 subscribers or followers. It's just like crazy stuff.
If you're watching this right now, follow him on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Follow him on all the outlets. He's about to make his 20th MMA fight. Jonas Flok is a true MMA fighter.
And then just type in on YouTube Jonas Flok and enjoy some combat festivities. But just real quick with the Mariana Moraes finish of the breakdown, and I'll put both in the list. Claudia Zamora, 3-1. There's not much I have to say. 35-and-a-half-year-old. She's 5 foot tall, 66-inch reach, so very, very short, especially for a 155 division. She's got Carlson Gracie Miami, Freedom Fighters. She's won 3 straight since losing her debut, won by ground and pound rear naked choke, and both those coming in 2021. So she's coming into this definitely on fire a little bit. Icon fighting for both those as well. Decent promotion. I like Mariana Moraes due to the skill and the level of opponents, but it's also tough to bet a 17-1. And so my official pick will be Moraes by decision, just because I feel like Zamora is going to be undersized here coming up at 155. The experience is seriously in Moraes' corner as well. And also, topology does lie. You're right. So I will want to see weigh-ins too to kind of see physically.
No, Mariana is 5'4".
Yeah. So
if you go to her past PFL fight, it's
that's what I thought too. And Mariana's fought this fight. She just came off that very impressive win over Caitlyn Young. Correct? Yeah. So I'm going with the experience.
Kayla Harrison, no shame in that at all.
Yeah, I'm going, and she looked decent in that fight too. I'm going to go with Mariah's experience, and I just need to see a weigh-in before I solidify a bet if I'm betting here. But I'm going with Mariah's. Like, she's like, if this is correct, Claudia Zamora is shorter than Tisha Torres.
She is. She's like
that's crazy. Tisha Torres is tiny.
What's that girl's name? She's like a police officer, a police chief. Danielle. I can't remember her name. She was in the UFC, but she's like 5 feet as well. But she's a sheriff, and as a police officer. I can't remember her name.
And shout out to Jonas, already send a thank you message for having us on. Said anytime you want him on, we want him on, he'll be on, and that's just like, again. And I know I put your comment up there, Bunny. I was re-solidifying what you said.
I can imagine how bosses said that. I just said that. like very loud, more loud than what I just said, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
She gets her point across.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a passionate one.
Sure. Claudia's coming in short notice. It's a big step for her, making her PFL debut.
Yeah.
I do like where she's training out of. Freedom Fighters, Alex Caceres. There's a few other fighters from there. And I knew it. I didn't even have to like if that was a betting odd, it'd be like minus 1,000.
Oh, that'd be bigger than Kayla Harrison's odds.
Yeah. No bet officially for me, but I'll go Moraes because the girl's coming in short notice, and she just proved herself against Caitlyn Young, and she trains with Carol Rosa, who's like an undefeated prospect in the UFC. So Carol Rosa is a really good fighter, and if they're training together, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, and the dog's just gonna bark because
not even an underdog, is she?
Moraes is a minus 200 favorite. So that keeps me from betting. That keeps me from betting her at all. Claudia Zamora is coming in with a ton of rhythm here with the 3 straight wins, 2 of them coming since April, both by finishes. Yeah. So if she can get Moraes to the ground, Moraes has shown from her back there's little to no jiu-jitsu happening. So she could get another ground finish if Claudia is able to get on top. I just think Moraes has the experience here. And
those are both in the Icon promotion?
Yeah, Icon 6 and then Icon 7. But they were against a 0-0 opponent and a 1-0 opponent. She's now going to.
We should hit up David Van Aken. He might know a thing or two about her.
Dave Van Aken? Yeah.
David Van Aken, I said.
Yeah, Akuna
David Aken. It's an AU, though. It's not an AI. It's an AU.
Yeah, but either way, that's enough about the breakdown.
Yeah, we spent way too much time on this.
I realized I was not sharing the screen until just now.
Oh, shit. It doesn't matter.
screen share here. And yeah, I'm just gonna stay away from a minus 200 Mariah's here. Unfortunately.
If Claudia becomes a bigger underdog, we might have to partake.
Yeah, indeed.
How come none of us two?
Yeah, Hakuna Matata, it means no worries, invest here in the MMA game. Next fight here is taking place at the good old heavyweight limit, and at least one of these guys will be weighing in at the 255 limit. Carl Sumanutafa taking on Mo Darius. 12-13 against 8-4. We're getting a little bit salty here, but that's okay. Mo the Muscle Darius, I will be breaking down first the 33-year-old, weighed in for his last fight at 255, which frankly made me more concerned because he is not one of the bigger heavyweights. So him weighing in at that higher limit is a little concerning here. So weigh-ins I'm definitely interested in, but 8-4, 33 years old, 6 foot, 76-inch reach. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. Mo is currently lost 4 of his last 5. Actually, had 1 win over Valdrine East Tirafi, who was 13-3 at the time. He was, however, a minus 235 favorite in that one, and he finished him with a right hook to ground and pound. His losses coming to Kelvin Tiller, Jared Rochald, Dennis Goldstov, and Bruno Capalosa, who will be breaking down later. All of those coming by finish, and all of those coming by finish in round number 1. All kind of, not great things you like to see out of the losses. His wins mostly coming in round 1 as well. Did have a loss to Cleo Roundtree on The Ultimate Fighter. Was finished as well, so he's been finished in all 5 of his MMA losses. It's been a while for Mr. Mo since he had a win. It was in August of 2019 was his win. Little bit of he's kind of a brawler, but honestly, it seems like the overall durability has started to wear with Mo, and these bigger heavyweights do seem to get to him. However, Carl Badwater Sumanutafa is 12-13, 38 years old, 6'1", 81-inch reach. So there's a 5-inch reach advantage for Carl. He's coming in on a 4-fight losing streak. So we have a 4-fight losing streak against a 3-fight losing streak. His 4 fights coming to losses, and he's lost 5 of his last 6, actually. Coming to Sheldon Graves, Anti-Dalia by decision. However, Ali Isaiah by decision. Dustin Joyson in CFFC. And then he got called back to PFL to lose to Henry Ferreira by decision. So he has not been finished in any of these fights here. I think that for me with Carl, it is just getting this fight kind of to be dirty, getting out of the first few minutes where Mo, I think, is going to be his most dangerous. For me, I already have a bet on the 12-13 Carl. I got him at a plus 165 underdog. I do know the money's been coming in on Carl, however. I think this is gonna be a kind of a dirty, grimy fight. I think the only I think for Mo it's KO or bust, honestly, in this fight, and particularly first round KO or bust. I think otherwise I don't see him being able to string together a decision here, and Carl probably wins, kind of a dirty decision, a lot of volume and cage work. Maybe he's able to hurt him and put him away. We haven't seen Mo look too strong outside of round 1. I like Carl, though, to even his record at 13-13. I got him at plus 165. I thought it was a dogger pass.
Yeah, very big deal is commenting. He was an underdog, I believe. But it's like minus 115 now on both sides. So, we'll see where the money ends up by the end of the week or by Thursday night.
I believe so go ahead and we'll finish up. I believe your guest has arrived, Brandon.
I told him not to wait till I say he'll wait till the.
Well, it's okay. I'm not going to make him wait because he's our guest. So we're just
It's
your pick for this one.
I'm going to say my pick. Mo Darius should get this done.
Okay.
No official pick though. This is another fight I'm probably not gonna bet.
Okay, that's totally fair. We disagree there. I got Carl at plus 165, and now looks like he has disappeared. So I guess we're good to go. I was about to just get Ted
I
on real
told him
quick.
just to make sure it worked.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So it was just okay. Maybe communicate that to me. But either way, it's all good. Next fight we'll get to here. And just 1 second, we're back at the 155. This is Caitlyn Young versus Marina Macantina. I'm going to just call her Marina.
You sound like Josh Thompson trying to pronounce that.
Yeah. What can I say? I was a little thrown off there and trying to get the timestamps and read a name from Russia. It's not easy. But Caitlyn Young taking on Marina Macantina. That is just too hard to say for me. It's going to be Marina versus Caitlyn.
Or MM.
5-2 Marina here, 33 years old, 5-2, as I said, coming in off of a very impressive debut over Amanda Bell, 7-7 opponent. Looked really good in that fight. Looked like the 2-year layoff had not affected her at all. Looks like she's really took that time to improve.
And her odds were okay in that fight, weren't they?
Yeah, they were pretty decent odds. A lot of people thought Amanda could kind of sneak that one out. She's now going from a 7-6 opponent to a 12-11 opponent. That in Caitlyn Young, that I think mirrors Amanda Bell in most ways. Another kickboxer, gritty, has been around, very experienced. But yeah, how Marina looked in that last fight, I know that the odds are going to be way out of line coming into this, particularly with how Caitlyn looked in her last fight against Mariana Moraes. Mariana Moraes kind of put it on Caitlyn a little bit in that fight. And I don't know if people really realized or understood how good Mariana is. And it's just, it's one of these fights where I'm going to pick Marina, but I'm not betting her, minus 235. That's just too much, but I think Marina should be able to come in here and replicate her game plan against Amanda Bell.
I thought she was minus 190, but maybe I'm wrong. Minus 235?
The money is shifted on, continues to shift onto her, I think. But you probably can find her for minus 190. But what are your thoughts on this fight? We got 35, turning 36 years old next in 3 days. I think she actually turns 36 on the day of the fight. Or the day after the fight, maybe.
36 September 15th.
Okay, so coming up here, and then Marina 33. So what are your thoughts on
Marina really shocked me against Amanda Bell. That was probably the best we've ever seen her as a well-rounded fighter. She showed all her skills. She beat her 30-27 on all judges' scorecards. It was she was plus 100 as well. So you cash as an underdog if you picked her. Amanda Bell, it's because Amanda Bell is like a Bellator veteran at this point. I think she even fought for the title. And Marina looked really good. She's training at Sanford MMA now, so that's a very good sign. I love the fighters coming from Sanford MMA. I don't think they have many women fighters, but she's definitely in good hands with like Henry Hooft, and just that gym is like a UFC PI. So if you're training at Sanford MMA, it's like you have a UFC PI, backpacking you. So I'm on Marina as well. I don't like the odds. Caitlyn Young disappointed me last fight out. I know she's a veteran in the MMA circuit.
Leslie Smith.
Leslie Smith, she got knocked out too. She lost to Gina Carano. But she's almost an even record, 12-12. She just lost to Pam Sorensen, who just won in Bellator last week.
Eat that one out, and I bet Pam.
And Pam got it unanimously. So
it was a close one though.
It was a 5-rounder. Yeah, Caitlyn Young. It's just hard to bet her confidently, and I don't know. This is no official bet either, man. Like it's a lot of toss-ups for me in this PFL.
Yeah, I mean, when we got the heavyweights and the women's lightweights, we might be saying toss up a little more on this card than most cards. And I think that's totally understandable. That's why.
But my pick is definitely Marina.
Yeah,
I
that's
might
why-
end up sprinkling her.
Yeah, that's why I'm picking my spots on this card. I'm trying to just do better overall at picking my spots, but that's why I do like Jonas Flok as a minus 130. I do think that is one where you see these inflated odds from these minus 235s, even if it's minus 190, you can find it at. I think Jonas at his price against his opponent is better than a tough, gritty opponent here in Caitlyn Young, who, I mean, she does this all the time. Wins, loses. That's how you get a 12-12 record.
And Marina really showed up her last fight.
Yeah. So next fight will be here in the heavyweight division. I'm really looking forward to this one, actually. I was supposed to happen a couple of weeks ago. Renan Ferreira taking on Stuart Austin of England. I really have enjoyed watching Stuart Austin's tape here. And Renan Ferreira, also a very fun fighter to watch. Obviously, Renan coming off of that no contest over Nogueira, which I bet on him, and I ended up getting the money for the win. And then he took on Carl Semenutafa and couldn't put away Carl. But
Doom, you mean? No, Nogueira.
Ferreira.
Oh, Ferreira. I thought you said you got your money back for that Doom fight.
Yeah, I got my money back. I got my money. I bet on Ferreira and won the bet because they gave him the win before.
Oh, that's right. And I think people that bet Doom got their money back as well.
Yep, so everybody won. But Stuart Austin, He-Man, will be breaking down first. 33 years old, 6'3", 77-inch reach, out of England. 15-6 on a 2-fight win streak, fighting a Titan fighter. He is a judo practitioner, as well as just kind of a fun fighter to watch. Really unconventional, uses his length well. Has some decent wins over in some promotions such as EFC, including a win over Andrew Van Sile. Did take on Dolce Lambugulia, who's also known as Dolce Champion. Got knocked out in round 2 by him. Johnny Walker knocked him out. So been knocked out in his last 4 losses. 5 of his last 6 losses, or 5 of his 6 losses have been by knockout. So definitely there's some chin issues to be concerned about. Has a heel hook win over Tom Aspinall early in Tom Aspinall's career. I believe that was Tom Aspinall's 4th fight. But still an impressive.
That's a learning lesson.
Yep, a heel hook, which I think Aspinall's gone on to win by heel hook a few times. Coming off a win over Ishii back in September of 2020. Good veteran fighter there. Again, was supposed to face Renan Ferreira back in June of this year, late June, and Austin did have to withdraw. I believe it was due to visa issues or travel issues. And I didn't see your comment till now, but very big deal. Also coming out the win over Aspinall. When I'm on my split screen, I'm not still. When I'm on my split screen, I don't see the comments. But Renan Ferreira, the Brazilian here, Problema, 7-2, 31 years old, 85-inch reach, 6'8", which means that I believe he has 7 or 8-inch reach advantage in this fight for the Team Nogueira.
He'll always have the reach advantage.
Has decent stand-up, but he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner first and foremost. Has a triangle win over Jared Vanderaa. Had a ground and pound win over Fabricio Verdum where he had that phantom tap. But it still was a pretty impressive sweep to get to the top position.
It wasn't. I credit that as a win over Fabricio tapping him because I don't think that was a true tap. Like I think he was just trying to get.
I didn't either personally. I thought it was just an awkward position where he was positioning his hand for a sweep.
And it was literally one slight tap that he gave. It wasn't even like a 3 tap. You know what I mean? Like
and then it was a legitimate ground and pound from a really interesting angle, which you can get when you have an 85-inch reach.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be
played him as a movie. I already told you that, right?
Yeah, I think it could. Yeah, and he played. But I like Ferreira in this position. I really do like Stuart Austin. I wanted to find a way to talk myself into it because he is fun. He is a tricky grinder fighter, but the chin issues are too much for me. That ground and pound of Ferreira should be enough, or he'll give him his first submission loss because that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is legit. But I see a ground and pound finish for Ferreira.
Yeah, Stuart Austin just turned 33 August 8th, so happy belated. What was that, 9 days ago?
Yep.
At that age, that's perfect for heavyweight. You still have a long career ahead of you. Renan Ferreira still on the younger end of the spectrum, 31. He's only 31. So, yeah, both these guys have very promising careers. We're going to see them both in 2022, probably fight in the PFL again. Stuart Austin's making his PFL debut. Renan Ferreira should be 1-1 in PFL, but he's 1-0-0-1. So it's it's an asterisk, but we all know what happened. And I really like Renan Ferreira. I know Stuart Austin is going to be coming in with like 2 training camps because he was supposed to fight somebody 2 months ago.
Ferreira.
Oh, the same opponent.
Yeah.
So he's got the blueprint probably to beat him, but I just like the activity Renan has got, and Stuart Austin also trains with Nathaniel Wood. Yep. I know that doesn't really mean anything because he's like a heavyweight, but Nathaniel Wood is still a very disciplined fighter, talented fighter, and I think the trainers at Team Titan know what they're doing. He could be the next Darren Till for the heavyweights. Who knows? He probably doesn't have the
he doesn't quite fight like Darren Till. Yeah, he doesn't quite fight like Darren Till. He doesn't have a personality though.
Yeah, I've honestly never heard him speak. I've never even heard of interview he's had. But yeah, he's gonna come out, want to make a statement, but it's a very tall task, literally and
Yeah, and figuratively.
Figuratively.
But Renan, just real quick, the Mohamed Daris, I'm seeing crazy kind of. I don't know if I went over the odds, but they're kind of a range from 145 to minus 180.
I have minus 115 on both sides on Voda.
Yeah, but it's kind of been shifting continually towards Carl. For this fight here, we've got Renan Ferreira at a minus 225 to minus 285 favorite. I'm finding plus 220.
Wait, can you say those odds again?
Renan Ferreira minus 285 plus.
Oh my God! See, that's why I hate PFL.
I mean,
Jesus.
Yeah, it's rough. They're clearly, but I think
heavyweights, people, the high variance.
Renan Ferreira inside the distance to cut it down to close to even would be my best advice here.
Austin has been knocked out 5 times. One of them has been to Johnny Walker, but after being knocked out 5 times, it's just hard to trust you, my man. And you haven't been as active, so.
Exactly. So for me, it's inside the distance for Mr. Ferreira.
If we get those prop odds.
Yep. And so next fight here, the first fight on the main card starting at 9 p.m. on ESPN 1. So usually it's on ESPN 2. It's on ESPN. Dennis Goldstov versus Anti-Dalia. Well, this is a fantastic pick here, or fantastic fight here, I should say, between these two. I really like both these guys. I think they're very impressive. Tough Russian versus a tough Croatian. Somehow Anti-Dalia is only 31 years old. Somebody check that man's birth certificate.
There's no way. There's no way.
Dude, he's younger than me. He's younger than me. Dude, he's younger than me. Like, what?
No.
Taking on a fellow. These guys are 31.
Anti looks like an Easter egg from the Easter Egg Island. You know what I mean? Antonio Big Silva.
I'm surprised you didn't see it.
He looks so ancient. He looks ancient.
Yeah, versus Dennis Goldstov. This should be a very interesting fight here. Apparently his nickname is Walking Trouble. Dalia, 18-4 now. 31 years old, 6'5", 79-inch reach for the Croatian here, fighting out of Gladiator, Croatia. Is coming off of a win.
Pro Cop protege.
Yep. Virko Krokop. Shout out to him. I don't know if he's still active or not. That win was over an 8-2 Chandler Cote, but he put him way inside a round here. There, he was minus 400 favorite. For that, he got Chandler Cole. Sorry,
Cole.
I said Cote for a second.
Oh, Cote. Patrick Cote. Shout out to Patrick Cote.
Yeah, I was trying to pander. And then Bruno Capalosa was his last fight before that to start off the PFL season. Got blitzed in 46 seconds and put away.
Big favorite in that fight too.
Huge fight in that. Huge favorite in that fight. Bruno was coming up from 205. There was a lot of doubt, and yeah, he put away Ante. Before that, Carlos Simon Tafa, one of those wins over him, beat Ricardo Purcell over in Ryzen. Had a leg injury against Tybura. But yeah, overall, he's looked pretty good as a win over Valentin Overeem. He's lost to some decent guys, but just overall, very, very solid fighter. Just doesn't do anything too over the top, really stays pretty contained. Bruno took advantage of that, I think, in that kind of laid back approach and took it to him with the striking. I think Dennis takes it to him a little differently, but uses, I think, the grappling and top control and ground pound, I think, to have his way here. But Dennis Goldstov is 27-6 for the Russian gladiator, I think, or Russian Bogatyr, whatever that means. Also 31-6'5 as well, 78-inch reach as well. Sambo Peter. This is I think this is a really well-matched fight. Brandon Sales took him into the third round before he finished him, but Brandon Sales coming off that big win of Mohammed Usman.
That was a beating, man. That was hard to watch.
Yeah, it was an absolute beatdown for sure. Beat down Mo DeReese inside of a round. Didn't lose to Ali Isiev with 1 second left in the PFL heavyweight final last year. He was winning the entire fight up until then. Was
that on a Friday the 13th? Like, what happened there?
Dude, that was crazy.
It was on Halloween.
I was literally counting my bet with Dennis Goldstov. Looked away from the television, and then all of a sudden there was screaming.
MMA, buddy. MMA. Yeah, especially when there's $1 million on the line.
I mean, that was $1 million finish by Isiev because he was going to lose that fight by decision. So
did he end up winning the finale? I can't remember.
Wasn't that the finale, or am I just tripping? Was that the semis? I swear that was the finale. Maybe that might have been the semis to get it. That was the semis to get into the finale.
Yeah.
So, but still, what a finish. Besides that, though, Goldstov has looked very good. The Ishii fight was a little concerning for me. That was a majority decision. In that fight, he was kind of getting control a little bit with regards to the wrestling and the cage control here. So I do think that Dalia could replicate that in a lot of ways, slow this down, make this a boring, quote-unquote, boring fight. This one, to me, is super-duper close. I think Dalia has been counted out because of what happened against Bruno Capalosa. Bruno caught him at the end of those punches and did not let him up. And, I mean, it was a 46-second finish. Yes, that's not a great finish, but we didn't learn that much about Dalia. No. We just learned if you get caught at the end of the Bruno's punches, you're going to sleep, which happened in the next fight too. And Bruno, I believe, has finished most of his fights. So that's just how Bruno was going to
12.
Yeah, that's how Bruno was going to win his fight. Yeah, 12. Yeah, 12. I would say that's most. So for me, I am thinking about Dalia a little bit in this position. Goldstov has,
even though he looks 131.
Yeah, I mean Goldstov looks 85. So like
what? No, he doesn't look old.
He doesn't look 31 either. Like they both look like they're well into their 40s. But
watch the press conference today. Anti-Dalia looks. He's in his 40s. There's no way he's 32. I can't believe that.
Hey, I'm going with typology here. I like Anti-Dalia here. I think he has.
And what's Bunny saying? Boom. Well, he's my pick.
I think that was for the
elaborate.
Pick. I think that was for the pick before, but I'll let her speak for herself. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, because if it's a pick, it's probably going to be a split.
Wait.
If it's coming from Bunny.
We are not hating. We are stating.
We're stating, not hating.
I'm a stater, not a hater. Here, I really do like this fight. I think Dalia and Goldstov, they match up very well. I think that the finish is going to be tough to come by. I get Dalia got finished in those 46 seconds, but other than that,
Well, I wanted to wait till Aaron finished his spiel.
Oh my God, yeah, Mr. Non-interrupt here. But yeah, I'm going to go with Dalia here. I'm going to go with the close decision. Why not? Give me Dalia by a bunny split decision.
Oh, there we go. Maybe, but these are heavy. Yeah, everything's on the line here. Every fight is worth $1 million is the attitude these guys have to come in with. And Anti-Dalia, friggin' every fight he's had in the past 2 years, his opponents have come in short notice. Like friggin' Cole came in short notice.
Yeah.
Ole Thompson came in short notice. Carl Nana Tuva came in short notice. It's like everybody, he's getting a layup every fight. Dennis is going to
fault. There's been a lot of pullouts. That's not his fault.
It's not his fault, but like he's just been gifted the past 2 years, in my opinion. He did just turn 31. He's had a birthday. 31. A lot of support.
31. 31.
Yeah.
It's like when I was in high school and I was 21.
Seriously, look at the press conference today, and when they ask him questions, he is so weathered. I can't believe it. There's no way he's 31.
He's just got one of those faces, but yeah.
Dennis also has some short notice opponents. DeReest came in short notice. Sales came in short notice. Every time we've had a betting odds on Dennis Goldstov, he's won. He's never lost with betting odds. So yeah, you gotta friggin' bet Dennis here. But yeah, let's go. If you want to go against the grain, then
yeah, I'm gonna go against the grain here.
And what do you mean hating? Well, who am I hating? He's had a better career, and he's got more notoriety than I'll ever have. Like Anti-Dalia is a boss. He might have won the $1 million. I don't even know. Did he win the $1 million? He might be a millionaire.
He's been. I think he did win it 1 year. Also, did you message
I'm not trying to hate.
Did you message your?
I gotta go call him. I'm gonna go call him.
Go ahead and go message your guest because we are going to be approaching her fight next year. I'm gonna go ahead and tee it up here though. But yeah, very good fight here. I just think Dennis Goldstov has all the momentum, but Dalia and Mr. Ted has joined us here, so I'll figure out how he wants us to refer to him, and Brandon will be right back. But Taylor Guardado has a huge fight coming up with Larissa Pacheco. Before we break down that fight, we got someone who knows a little bit about Miss Taylor Guardado. Ted Stratford, how you doing, sir?
Aaron, good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for making the time, repping the PFL hat as a good dad for your daughter, Taylor. First of all, a great fight for Taylor last time out. Had to be exciting for you as a father to see that.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time. Can you hear me all right through this mask?
Yep, I can hear you through the mask all right. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're clear now. I got to kind of wander around a little bit.
No problem. No problem. And I'm under the impression that I wonder if Brandon's trying to call you or not. But Brandon will be back in a minute. Brandon's who's been in contact with you. But thank you for making the time to come on, sir.
I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are happy we break down all the fights here. Broke down Taylor's last fight as well. And she's got a very exciting fight here coming up on Thursday, live on ESPN. The original ESPN. She is on ESPN. First of all, what's that like as a father to know that your daughter is going to be on ESPN, like the big show?
Oh, it's always exciting. I mean, being a former athlete, and anytime your child can take a national stage like that on such a short amount of time, when you think about this, technically she's only 2-1 as a pro.
It's incredible.
with an 8-year layoff in between her AMI career and her pro career, and then another year because of the pandemic. So it's exciting time. I think my wife has a harder time with than I do. You know,
Absolutely.
we're both former athletes, but she definitely increases the blood pressure medicine before Taylor's fights.
Yeah, and she's fought twice this year. I just totally blanked, and they were so close together, and they just were such impressive performances there. She coming off the win against Laura Sanchez. Coming into this fight, though, definitely the step up in competition is happening. Larissa Pacheco, her and Kayla Harrison, that's the top of the mountain there for sure. Taylor is on that ascent. How is she feeling coming into this fight? How are you feeling coming into this fight, knowing this is, as a fellow, better, knowing that this is the biggest odds against your daughter, so to speak, coming into a fight? How's that feel? She
actually has always been very calm before her fights. She goes quiet. I'm not going to lie to you. She goes quiet. She doesn't say too much. We usually, before every one of her fights, including all her amateur fights, I just shoot her a random text, literally fight day, with just some simple words like beat her ass, whatever it takes to win the fight, because when you're in the cage or on a big stage like that, you're getting paid to do a job. And she's what I want to say, she's grasped the professionalism of this sport real quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, again, 2-1. The type of composure she has both inside and outside of the cage is extremely commendable. And the type of composure I like to see out of the fighters, I put a bet behind for sure. Yeah,
she has no fear.
No, it's not one of these people saying they have no fear. She displays it.
Yeah, she, and I look at this fight, and sure, obviously she's a massive underdog. Mm-hmm. Let's not try to sugarcoat this any other way. But physically, this is the best matchup she's had in the PFL. Mm-hmm. When you think about this, because they're both similar height, similar weight, obviously same weight.
Yeah,
and it's similar reach. And Taylor's going to have incredible corners in her fight come Thursday night.
Correct.
Nate Pettit, Dennis Davis, and Eric Nixick are all going to be in her corner with her on Thursday night.
That's incredible. And what a compliment to a 2-1 fighter to have Eric Nixick and the entire crew. That is a direct reflection on what the type of work Taylor is doing inside of Extreme Couture. Extreme Couture, one of our favorite camps on this program. I'm a very big follower of King Casey O'Neill. She's over there. I know she's a huge training partner of Taylor Guardado, and I can only imagine the wars those two go through, because Casey is about as savage as you can get as a preparer, as a competitor, and just in there.
I know.
It's
exactly. Her and Taylor are close friends, and they have no mercy on each other. And like Taylor said in her pre-fight interview on the presser today, she gave all the credit to Extreme Couture. She goes, "I'm here because they beat the crap out of me every day."
Yeah, she's losing her fights in there so she can win her fights when she gets in there. It's just again, Taylor. She's a tremendous follower too. Really hard worker. Just very inspirational posts, and just, you see her just in there with savages all day long. It's gotta warm your heart as a fighter, Dad, to see that. See the display that she puts on as a fighter. It's beautiful.
Yeah, she's a good athlete too, all-around athlete too. She had her mom was a 3-time Pennsylvania State Sprint champion. I played hockey at a very high level till I was 33 years old. She has 3 uncles that played in the NFL. I mean, so she's got the athletic.
She's got stock.
Yeah, she's got
the genetics for sure.
Yeah,
go ahead.
This will be a good. This will be an interesting fight. My gut tells me if she can dodge the big hits, with the head movement, stuff like that, she's, and you guys study this sport for a living. Yep. You get inside the cage, you got a puncher's chance.
Absolutely.
So
you got those 4-ounce gloves on, and it's just with Taylor 2-1. I gotta say, I was expecting the odds to be much heavier for Larissa. Larissa is a -330 favorite, and the odds are shrinking. The money is coming in on Taylor. I think that there's a lot to be said there when a 2-1 opponent is taking on a 15-4 heavily hyped opponent, and the odds are this attainable. I think that's a direct reflection on her preparation, how she's looked in the PFL cage this year. I was expecting to see a more crooked number than a 3 in front of Larissa Pacheco.
Well, I haven't been to William Hill yet because Dad's and Brandon, you know this. Dad's gonna get a little action somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Dad's gonna make a small monetary investment at William Hill. But
Yes,
I looked at my William Hill app and I haven't seen the odds on Taylor yet. I've heard she opened off short at +214. I don't know where she's sitting at now.
Yep. So she opened at +214. With Larissa Pacheco, we have just the odds of +230. So a slight amount of money did come in on Larissa, but it shifted to about +250 when I got Taylor Guardado. Now the money is kind of seesawing back towards Taylor as we're getting closer to fight week. And I think after weigh-ins, I would not expect the odds to go further into Larissa's corner. So looks like the odds are where we're going to get them at, about +230.
It's not a bad investment. That's not bad. For a small plus money investment, you get almost 2.5 to 1 on your money. That's. I'll take that all day long. And
especially in MMA.
Yeah, especially in MMA in the 155 division here, and just against a result of a fighter who we don't quite know a lot about yet due to that layoff that Taylor had. Then after the layoff, she did come back with a loss, but losses in MMA are hugely beneficial, especially when you don't take those major injuries and bumps, which she didn't. Took the lessons from that, and again, iron sharpens iron. The training partners she has are, I think, going to be a huge result of what she's able to put into with this fight. This is again a spot here that I do really like the chances for this to be a potential fight of the night, honestly. And as a result, I do think that Taylor can really shine in that type of environment. I think the first 3 minutes are huge keys for Taylor with regards to.
I agree with you with that wholeheartedly. The opening 3 to 4 minutes is going to be critical in that fight. But like I said, she's got some incredible corners, and I know they've coached her up for this. So and trained her up for this. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. And backtrack on something you said, that one loss is deceiving. And Brandon, you know this. That was the Invicta. That's the Invicta. One night she fought the equivalent of 5 rounds in one night against 3 different girls. And her loss to Tennant.
Very close.
Yeah, it was close, but
And Tennant won that Contender Series fight.
Yep.
I thought she won, in my opinion. She beat Danielle Wolf.
Brandon, let him finish, please.
But yeah, I know what you're saying. Tennant is a good opponent.
Brandon, let him finish.
Yeah, Tennant's I have nothing but respect for that young lady. She's a good fighter, and hopefully we'll see her out of Invicta sometime soon, or maybe in the UFC. But we'll see what happens. But that was deceptive that night because Taylor was the only amateur coming into that Invicta series that night. Shannon was nice enough to sign Taylor up and put her in that one night winner take all. And I thought she did incredibly well that night. Like I said, I'll still call that one loss deceptive.
Yeah, and they're all 2-round fights, correct?
1 round fight, 5-minute round.
1 round. Oh my! Yeah, they were 1. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we really don't know.
With like a 20-minute break or less between each fight.
I thought for some reason there. Yeah, I do remember watching those, and I thought so that's even more so. An asterisk there, and it's a good way to get motivated, see that 1 on your record, and never want to add to that. Add to that side of it. That's how I look at it. We really do appreciate having you on, Ted.
I just got like 2 questions.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not kicking them off yet, and I'll kick it over to Brandon, and we can wrap it up. Brandon was who reached out to you, so definitely want to let Brandon get in with some questions here. We appreciate all the perspectives on this show. We've had fighters on, and to have somebody very close to the fighter as their father and as a fellow former athlete, I just really appreciate your insight, and you're a degenerate gambler like ourselves, so we love it.
We have no problem being degenerates.
Absolutely. Hey, that's why my channel exists, man. Sometimes you can make a good out of the degenerate. But Brandon, over to you for a few questions, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up here with Ted before we break down Taylor's fight, which we're getting ready to break down right after this. So.
Yeah, Teddy, thank you so much for jumping on, man. I really appreciate it. Your daughter is a mother, actually. She's got that mom power behind her. You're a grandpa.
Oh, yeah, that's why we moved to Vegas 3 years ago. We were the last two left in Reno. You know, Taylor's got her whole amateur background was up in Reno, obviously.
Yeah.
And with the Reno Academy of Combat. And when we became grandparents, the wife and I looked at each other and go, what are we staying here for? We're 475 miles away from our grandson. We go to Vegas. I can wrap up my career, my business, and we can see our grandson 2-3 times a week. So,
and you're in a perfect location for being a gambler too. And you got the PFL. You even got the PFL gear going, I see.
Oh yeah, I got the.
He's a proud PFL.
Taylor hooked me up.
Yeah, and your daughter has really friggin' made a name for herself in MMA. Did you expect 2021 to be such a big year for Taylor as a fighter?
I did, because I knew how hard she was working without really social media. How do I want to word that? Without making a big deal about social media. I just know she not only is she working hard, but she works at Extreme Couture there also. So she's an employee. So basically, I'll simplify it. She's a gym rat.
That's what she does.
And that's what we want as people betting on MMA. We want to bet on those gym rats that spend day and night in the gym, getting better, sharpening their tools, just, embracing that MMA lifestyle. And okay, this is two more questions legitimately. The first one, did you make money on Taylor the first 2 fights she fought in PFL?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had, I guess it's kind of a gambling show. I had 3 units on each fight.
There you go.
Wow. And she was a underdog. No, she was minus 110 her first fight, so almost even money.
And minus 140. I got her at William Hill I got her at DraftKings. A friend of mine back east got it at DraftKings at minus 140. And then all of a sudden, I saw the money start moving on Sanchez. So I went into William Hill and put another unit on her at a minus 130.
My God, this is music to our ears.
I love it because you have belief in her, and she's got belief in herself. And I'm so excited to see this fight. She's got a huge opponent ahead of her. This is like a Brazilian who reminds me of like a Charles Oliveira female version. So she's got a big step ahead of her, but she's only going to gain more notoriety, and she's only going to gain more fans. And my last question is, are you going to be front row watching her live?
Well, no. Brandon, we talked about last night, stuck in Vegas.
Oh, yes.
So, but we'll have it on ESPN. We had, unfortunately, Taylor's mom's ill right now, so we can't travel.
I see. Yeah, but I know you got total support. She's got a lot of people backing her. Extreme Couture is a huge camp, and you must be so proud. And I'm just so happy for you and Taylor.
Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. Thank you so much for coming on.
Brandon, before you go, I don't know if you see the shirt I'm wearing, but I wore it for you today, Brandon, my Canadian friend.
Oh, really? Let's see that. Assume. Oh, it's a hockey T-shirt.
But what it says, assuming I was like most old men, was your first mistake.
Oh, I see. Yeah. No, age has nothing to do with it. It's all about your perspective in life, and you could be 60, and if you're thinking like a 20-year-old, then that's all that matters.
Exactly.
It's all about the passion. Ted, you got an open invite here. Definitely doesn't have to just be your daughter's fights. Come pop back in maybe when you got some betting advice. But we really appreciate the time, and all the best to your wife and Taylor's mother with everything that's going on back home for you. So we wish you all the best there. And we'll be with you at the ticket windows for sure, sir. So seriously appreciate the perspective.
We'll get you back on sometime, Teddy.
Okay, Brandon, appreciate it. Aaron, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate the time.
Absolutely, Ted. All the best to you and your family. Thank you so much.
You
Take
guys
care,
have a
buddy.
good one.
All right. And that was Mr.
Good
Ted.
man. Good man.
Ted Stratford, Taylor Guardado's father. Great little reach out there by Brandon. Appreciate him coming on there. And all the best with whatever is going on back home as well. But we still got to break down this fight.
Taylor and Larissa.
Taylor and Larissa here at 155 here. We're 3 from the top. And, again, timestamps will be in here afterwards if some people didn't want to skip around the interviews or wanted to skip to the
And
interviews.
listen 2 times, maybe. Maybe set it to 2 times the speed.
Yeah, or whatever you need to do.
So
But
much
Taylor,
going on. People have to work and stuff. So if you want to get through it quick, 1.5.
and we still got a Bellator tomorrow too. But yeah. Taylor Guardado, 2-1. Not gonna spend a whole lot more time on the 30-year-old Extreme Couture representative. Definitely working closely with girls like King Casey O'Neill. You just really good camp over there. She even works there. She's always at Extreme Couture. That is really good to hear. Her amateur career, albeit nearly 10 years ago now, Raquel Pennington, Ronda Rousey, Amanda Bell, Ashley Evans Smith. The only loss coming to Ronda Rousey in there. Tisha Tennant lost 1 round to her. Larissa Pacheco, definitely going to be the toughest part of her pro career, 15-4. Has looked great since coming over to PFL. 2-fight win streak since fighting Kayla Harrison. 2 of her last 2 losses to Kayla Harrison. Also lost to Macy Chizan. In between that, 4 of her last 5 wins. Bobby John Danzel, Sarah Kaufman, Julia Paycheck, Paliek, and Helena Kolinskin. Man, tough names to pronounce, but has finished 3 of those 4. 1 by armbar, 2 by punch finishes. Really seems that she's sitting down more on her punches now as she's gotten more confident in her career. And that power has translated up to 155. I think it's a possible first-round knockout here with Larissa. But if she survives that first 4-minute surge, 3-minute surge, I do think this starts to tip towards Taylor. And I do see a route where Taylor takes the last 2 rounds, wins close decision. For me, I'm leaving this alone at this point completely. But I am tempted to bet with Taylor. If I'm going to take a shot in this fight, it would be on the dog.
Yeah, this entire PFL I might avoid for the most part. It's just we have Bellator and UFC this week. Yep. I'm going to be going not too heavy on the entire PFL card. Throw a few fighters and parlays. But Larissa has only lost to the best opposition. But you can say the same thing about Taylor, other than Tanisha Tennant, but that was also different circumstances. I believe they both fought twice that night, and Tanisha might have had the better or the easier opposition.
It was all 1-round fights too,
and there were only 1-round fights. Yeah. Well, the main event was 3 rounds because they were only allowed to fight 5 rounds in one night.
Okay,
but yeah. Taylor went a unanimous with Clay Gertchi, who's a really good up-and-comer. Split with Serena De Jesus. And that last knockout that Larissa got, the only reason she got that highlight reel knockout is because Helena came in with no striking defense at all. She just rushed in. Her hands, she was throwing, but she was so easily countered. If you guys watch MMA and you watch that fight, it was very low level striking, and she was asking to get knocked out. And the woman she fought before her was the one that beat the mailman, right? Julio Pajak
No, it was a 50-year-old bouncer.
or
And
Bouncer.
you can still look up that fight.
Yeah, and she lost 0-2 in PFL, and
Yeah.
obviously she has really good fighters we can rattle off with her losses, but with her wins, she did beat Irene Aldana and Carol Rosa. She's been there, done that. She's obviously more experienced than Taylor, but when there's $1 million on the line, that inner strength, that inner ability to perform, and she's a mother too. It's just that inner strength is going to come out and shine, and I think she's going to make it a closer fight than the odds dictate. But at the same time, I'm not going to really touch it from a betting.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping it was going to be closer to the odds I was expecting, which was like minus 500 for Larissa, and then I would be easily betting Taylor. But yeah, I mean, they're giving Taylor good respect here. Larissa is I believe it was I'm having trouble finding it here, but minus.
Well, prospects explode on the scene all the time.
Yeah, minus 330 favorite, and with 8 times the experience in pro fights, that's pretty impressive for that. But yeah, I mean, also with Larissa, there's a ton of tape out there. We know what type of approach she's going to have in this. And Taylor, coming from that great camp, I do think there's a route for the dog, but it's a slight dog bet on me. But that's about it.
Do you agree with me that there's better options this week?
Yeah, I mean, this week it is this week overall. It's a tougher week for even the Bellator and PFL cards, though,
and the UFC. Yeah.
Or for the Bellator and UFC cards, I think they're all tough this week, frankly.
Yeah, I agree. Even the UFC, I'm not confident on.
Yeah, some weeks it's just like that. But next fight here, I am very excited for this one. I think that somebody is going to sleep for sure.
Yeah.
In this one, I do. If this one goes to a decision, I would be shocked. We all love dogs.
It'd be like the Francis Ngannou, Derek Lewis going to a decision.
Yeah, exactly. And here's Taj. What up, Taj? One of our boys. Always showing off the guns when he comes in. He's like, "What's up, everybody?" Just, "What's up, everybody?" Like, that's how I walk in the room.
Well, he probably just got back from the gym. He was hitting the iron.
We've had a good following all day here. I'm glad that people are starting to catch on to what we're doing here. But yeah, Bruno Henrique Capalosa taking on Jamel Jones. This fight, they should just say is a 5-minute fight because I think it's ending in the first round. Someone, I think, is going down and going to sleep in round 1, which means it's going to a decision. So bet the decision prop. But Jamel the Beast Jones taking on Bruno Henrique Capalosa. Jamel Jones, 12-6, 33 and a half years old, 245 he weighed in for his last fight, 6 foot 75-inch reach for the Spokane, Washington representative. 12-6, as we said. He's on a 3-fight winning streak coming into this fight. Klidson Abreu, he absolutely starched and put away on short notice back in June. Looked really good in that fight. Before that, knocked out Corey Goodale, knocked out Tyler King. A lot of people have knocked out Tyler King, I will say that. But all of those coming inside of the first round, he really seems to have learned from his loss to William Knight over in CES. Also, Mike Rodriguez on the Contender Series put him away. And Anton Berzin. So in his last 3 losses, in 4 of his last 5 losses, he's been put away by strikes. That is a huge, huge concern of mine coming into this fight with Bruno, who, as you said earlier, 12 fights, 12 finishes for Bruno. Day's going fantastic, Taj. How's your day going?
Doing good, buddy.
And this is one of my favorite sayings. This is one of my favorite sayings in the world. Let's get this money this week, every week.
Like the Godfather.
Absolutely. And Taj is leaning Capalosa. Am I leaning Capalosa, though? I will let you know in a second. But Bruno Henrique Capalosa, 32 years old, 2-fight win streak, fighting Corinthians MMA in Brazil. Very, very decent camp there. Knocked out Anti-Dalia on his feet in 46 seconds. That was definitely a dirty knockout. Then the punches and head kick of Mo Darius. I mean, he just gets going, and then
That was a video game combination, bro. That was everybody has to look that up right now.
Yeah, his striking is so fast, and he is able to. He's really doing a great job.
Looks like
with
a lightweight.
Yeah, he's doing great. He looks like he's come up from light heavyweight before these two fights in heavyweight, where prior to this, and the speed, the ability to catch these fighters on the end of his punches is, I think, the best skill I've seen out of Bruno. Though he is hitting these guys at the end of the extension, to where, I mean, it doesn't even matter if you have
confidence is through the roof.
It doesn't even matter if you have that huge power on him. It's the distance control that's the most surprising for me with him. And I think that's going to be key with Jamel. Jamel's going to look to get this close, dirty box, get the strikes inside. The 79-inch reach of Bruno is going to be key here. I think we got another first-round knockout for Bruno Capalosa here. He really has seemed to benefit from moving up to the heavyweight division with how his speed and precision has been. Surgical is another word you could definitely use for that. Yeah, I like Bruno in this position a lot. Initially, when I looked at it, I was tempted towards Bruno or towards Jamel a little bit, because Bruno has been finished in all of his losses, I believe, by strikes. I know in his last three he's been finished by strikes. I don't know the first two.
No, Bruno's only lost by 2 knockouts.
He's only lost by 2 knockouts.
And one was to Yuri Prochazka. So I don't give him too much shame in that. He didn't lose
by knockout to Sorty?
He might have been knocked out by Sorty. I think that was a submission. And he also lost by 2 illegal punches.
Yeah, and then Theodoros Astulias, who's a South African fighter who kind of burned out, didn't have the best power, was able to knock him out. So there are those things to be said here. Jamel definitely has the power to knock out anybody, especially a guy who's been knocked out multiple times, and Bruno, who has made it up from heavyweight, but still, is a little bit smaller from the division, but the speed and the accuracy has benefited him so far. So I got Bruno here, but I mean, Jamel can put him away, but I think it's a first-round knockout either way, so I'll take Bruno.
Yeah, Jamel Jones has lost by 3 knockouts in his career already. They're both a similar age, 33. Bruno's 32. Yeah, I just trust Bruno's chin more, and his momentum is like it's through the roof, man. His momentum is something that you can't beat, and momentum goes so far in this sport. So I see him winning the $1 million this year. I'm going to keep riding Bruno till the wheels fall off. Jamel Jones did make a big first impression in his PFL debut. Yeah. He was a plus 150 underdog versus Kayla Harrison, who was a former UFC light heavyweight. So, they both – Kayla Harrison was a light heavyweight who also moved up to heavyweight. And now you're telling me Bruno was a light heavyweight who moved up to heavyweight.
Yeah, but those are 2 very different moves. Klidson looked like he just didn't train to move up to heavyweight, while Bruno looks like a specimen.
He should have been in heavyweight to begin with. And I believe in Rizin.
It could be the reason why he has the knockouts on his record.
Yeah, Rizin, I think they don't believe in weight classes, so it's whatever you show up.
Yep.
So he probably was never actually a 205er. He looks like a monster, man. Jamel Jones is a monster too. So
yeah, it's gonna be just like Godzilla, Mothra.
Godzilla versus King Kong. I haven't seen the movie, but I'm gonna watch this fight. I'm gonna say I seen the movie. I saw Jamel Jones versus Bruno fight in PFL. So that's my movie. That's my King Kong, Godzilla MMA. It equals that.
Yep, I like it. So you're also going with Bruno?
I gotta go with Bruno. That momentum and confidence, and only losing to Yuri in his past 9 fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to win this. He's gotta.
Yeah, I agree. I got Bruno under -200 when I bet on him. I bet on him at -190. I was thrilled
nice.
with that because it's now at -225 plus 185 on Jamel Jones. I mean, it's going to be a sweat until it's over, because either guy when they're throwing couldn't put it away with any of these punches. And I mean, Jamel Jones is, dude, that dude is a unit.
And and $1 million is on the line. Every fight, you got to think, I'm winning $1 million if I win this next fight.
Yeah.
So if that's the mindset he's coming in with, we've seen so many underdogs win in PFL. So that's another reason I don't want to go too heavy on these favorites.
Exactly. I think this is another one where I'll probably, I paired up Bruno with Jonas Flok early on the card.
Yeah.
I'll probably throw in another, maybe a Bruno Taylor card just to get extra greedy.
And Kayla Harrison, just why not?
Yeah. I mean, and I guess with that said, but minus 225 to plus 185. With that being said, we are going to move on to the main event here. Miss Kayla Harrison versus Jenna Fabian here, the Australian kickboxer, 4-1 against the 10-0 Kayla Harrison. I mean, with Kayla Harrison, I mean, it's hard to really break them down much differently than we've been breaking them down. I mean, Jenna Fabian is a very good Australian kickboxer, however, and definitely has good striking. If she can find a way to keep it on the feet, sure, she has a chance, but I don't know if anybody has displayed that ability to against Kayla Harrison or will. Jenna Fabian is 6 foot, 74-inch reach. There's a 6-inch reach advantage here. She's got to be able to use that reach advantage. She's got to be able to establish distance, keep it on the feet the whole time, because the second this gets to the ground, I think it gets real ugly for Jenna here. I don't think we need to spend a ton of time on this just because unless you really see something for Jenna here, but she has looked good in her PFL career so far since losing to Bobby Joe Dalzio in her debut. That was a close fight, beat Moriel Charneski. She beat Laura Sanchez and Julia Pajayak. But this is so many steps up to Kayla Harrison. No one she's fought has fought that way. It's just we just need to save the time here. I think it's been a long breakdown. I'm tired. I think everybody's tired. It's Kayla Harrison.
Kayla Harrison, buddy. Like, it's not much to say. Jenna Fabian is from City Kickboxing. Kayla definitely has bigger biceps than you do, Aaron. I've said that she looked like Brock Lesnar's daughter, but people thought I was serious. I actually said she looks like Brock Lesnar's daughter, and people were saying like, "Oh, is she actually?" I'm like, "No, I'm joking around." But yeah, like people thought I was legitimate with that comment, and I can't blame them for thinking I was legitimate because she is
she fights like Brock Lesnar's daughter too. She doesn't just look like she fights like it. Like that's how I'd imagine. Like if Brock Lesnar casted his daughter in a movie, he'd be like fights like Kayla Harrison.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I shouldn't have posted that because it's
too real. It's one of those. It's like in stand-up, you can't make a joke too like close to accurate because then people are like, "Is that even a joke?" Or is it's too real? Too real, Brandon.
Yeah, I shouldn't have went there. I should have just said she's her own person. She's a 2-time gold medal judo specialist. Winning 2 gold medals in the Olympics is like that's elite, man. Like you don't get much further than that. She used to have a relationship with Tony Martin. I don't think they're together anymore, but yeah, they were together. She adopted 2 kids recently. She's recently become a mother. She's insane, man. Yeah, Kayla Harrison all day. I know the odds are very high on her, but
it's just like if you want like a couple extra bucks on your parlays, just add her to them. But like she's literally gonna add a couple bucks. But she's not gonna.
Fabian has a whole country behind her as well, with Australia.
Right, and then obviously there was like kind of controversy earlier this week with the whole question of like.
Okay.
That should be my first.
We all know this already, Brandon. Fucking speed it up.
Yeah, no, trust me, you've been doing fine. But we are at the 2-hour mark of a PFL that is women, lightweights, and heavyweights. So I think anybody looking at this is initially going to be like, what the fuck? But we had 3 interviews on this show. Real quick, shout out to Jonas Flok joining us during a weight cut, which Brandon was so proud to point out right to his face. Literally, that was hilarious. Elvin Espinoza coming fresh off that win last week over Hopeton, whatever his name is, coming in during his day at work as a cardiologist assistant. Just a reminder of the fight game that these people also have jobs. Taylor Guardado, her dad came on, spoke how Taylor's still working at Extreme Couture as she's training here. So it's just like all these fighters still doing these full-time jobs as I'm complaining about having to walk dogs and come home and watch fights and break them down. Like I should only be so lucky. And then Taj, every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, I break down the UFCs with Brian Pooh Bear Battle. We will be back this Thursday at 8:30 p.m. To break down the PFL and also Brian's Ultimate Fighter finale opponent. We'll find out as the Ultimate Fighter is tonight.
Ultimate Fighter's tonight.
Yep.
Oh my God!
It's the
I
middleweight.
always fucking forget.
We got a little sprinkle of some MMA tonight that I just hold on to dearly. Shout out to Extreme Couture again. We're really becoming like, much, to my pleasure, an Extreme Couture podcast here. We have plenty to talk about. Also, Taj, real quick, we will be back tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. So about 2 hours back about 22 hours from now, we'll be back with our Bellator breakdown, Brandon and I. And we have a very, very special guest for the Bellator breakdown as well joining us tomorrow. I don't say the names of our guests. I will let you know when they show up, and then I put them in the timestamp, and that's how you'll know.
This guy's a tease.
I'm not into pressure. And fighters have switched on me too
No,
much.
because you don't want to get the expectations up and they don't show up. So,
it's not. It's just all that, but. Yeah, the MMA keeps coming. We got a breakdown Wednesday. We got a breakdown Thursday at 8:30. But tomorrow, we're back with the Bellator breakdown at 3:30. Before we leave, though, we're going to get real quick. I'm just going to move us back over here. But before we leave, we'll do a little quick picks segment here. Emphasis on the quick. Thanks for everybody who's tuned in today. I love that we can do a 2-hour breakdown on a PFL playoff show. I think that's great. But if you're wondering who I'm picking between Jonas Flok and Christian Lohsen, you haven't been listening. Jonas Flok for me all day long in super impressive fashion, round 2 finish.
Yeah, not a big bet if I do bet it, but I'm going to take my boy Jonas Flok. He looked great in our interview, and I liked everything he said.
Yep, Miranda Barber versus Amanda Levy. I'm going to take the potential on Amanda Levy.
Miranda Barber underdog odds. That does intrigue me.
Okay. Mariana Marias versus Claudia Zamora. Mariana Marias experience, level of competition, experience inside PFL especially. And thank you, Taj, as always. Thank you, Miss Boston Comments. I didn't mean to call you Miss. Thank you, Bunny. I will never call you Miss again. I'm sorry for that. But yeah.
He's up 50 years old.
I know, ma'am. But Marias for me.
I'm going to go Marina Marias experience over youthfulness.
Yep, definitely. Mo DeReese versus Carl Seman Tuafa. Still can't say his name right. I got Carl.
Yeah, you're taking Carl. I'll take Mo first round knockout. I still have belief in him.
Carl has been cracked by some really good guys. I don't think Mo's the guy to crack him. But maybe. Marina versus Caitlyn Young. I got Marina just to continue that momentum.
I'm taking Marina.
Renan Ferreira versus Stuart Austin. I got Ferreira by ground and pound, vicious.
Yeah, Ferreira, maybe even a submission, but either way, knockout, submission, decision, I see him getting the job done here.
Next one, I might be slapping myself in the head, but Anti-Dalia versus Dennis Goldstov. Give me Dalia here.
Goldstov by destruction.
All right. Taylor, you didn't have to say that. Taylor Guardado versus Larissa Pacheco. You know what? give me Taylor to survive that initial storm and win that decision.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Taylor. Like, she really exploded onto the MMA scene this year. Larissa's been there, done that. There's $1 million at stake, so either woman can really step up and make a name. Well, Larissa's already made a name for herself, but Taylor is a huge prospect. And even if she loses here, she's going to have another chance in 2022, where she's going to have a promising career. Mm-hmm. I think Larissa Pacheco does get this done, but no bet on my end.
Yeah, no bet yet, but I'll probably put one down.
I have already parlayed Larissa, actually, but I mean, Larissa is, I just don't, I don't know. I don't want to go too heavy on these unpredictable $1 million fights.
Quick fix. And then Bruno Capalosa versus Jamel Jones. We're both on Bruno Capalosa first round knockout, and then Kayla Harrison.
Bruno. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jamel Jones does knock out Bruno.
Yeah, but I got to go with what I've seen so far out of Mr. Bruno. But at a nice, crisp 2 hours and 2 hours and nearly 2 hours and 1 minute, we have come to the end of this breakdown. If you've joined us the whole time, Bunny and others, seriously, really appreciate you guys. The support has been everything to us. Respect. We will be back tomorrow with the Bellator breakdown. I won't be wearing this shirt. I'll be wearing a different shirt tomorrow. So just to beat Brandon on asking me if I'm wearing the same clothes tomorrow. Maybe I'll wear this hat. I don't know yet. But for Aaron, the dog, for Brandon of MMA Wagers, for Bunny of Boston Comments, for Elvin Espinoza.
Luna the dog, too.
For Chico the dog, for Ted, Taylor Gordado's father, for Jonas Flok for joining us on Fight Week. Thank you all. Without you guys, it would not be possible.
Thank you for all the comments and everybody tuning in.
Yep.
Hopefully you join us tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern for our Bellator breakdown.
But keep cashing those bets, and more importantly, keep taking care of each other out there. Have a good day, everybody, and a better night. Enjoy tough tonight, and again, we'll be back tomorrow.